Lights, camera, action, that's it.
Kylie Minogue has spent almost 40 years in the spotlight.
Charlie!
From her early days in overalls on the Australian soap opera Neighbours, to creating Padam Padam Pandemonium on social media. And we have a new album, Tension 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
More tension.
Do you know, I haven't had a sequel before.
In pop, you're supposed to reinvent yourself with every album, but you're extending this era that began with Padam Padam.
I'm really stretching it out. Yeah. What it definitely was the first viral hit that I've had.
Yeah.
And
is that weird?
More than weird, I'd just say it was wonderful. Kind of as fast as I could scroll, it felt like there's a new meme and people's creativity blew my mind. That in itself has opened so many doors, and you know, being played on different radio stations, and then the whole kind of and a Grammy. Yeah, it's crazy. I think after Padam and Tension, lots of good songs came to me, and I couldn't say no.
Enjoying this sound while you still can.
Yeah. Padam and Tension just opened a lot of doors for me, and I really look at it like, not that I'm a surfer, but I have caught a wave once in my life. I was on a longboard. It was slow, it was steady, and I just remember I had to kind of look where I was going, but remember to look up, and that's how I feel about this, where I currently am at. It's like, it's exhausting paddling and missing a wave. So to have caught this wave, I really want to ride it and enjoy the view at the same time.
You've been very lucky because you've caught a lot of waves in your career. Sometimes
I've taken a few stacks as well. I reckon. I've been dumped a few times by some waves.
Let me take you back to the start of your career.
Wow, okay.
Because I think to a lot of people, you are an actress who became a singer.
You're disturbing the whole street with a carry-on. And it is Sunday morning.
I don't hear anyone else complaining, you old bag.
In my day, you'd have received a good hiding for talking to your elders like that.
But you made a demo tape before you joined the cast of Neighbours.
When I was 16, I made, you know, like minimum wage as an actor, but that was as good. And I used that money to have singing lessons. Logically, was doing the demo cassette was to potentially get more acting roles. You know, can you water ski? Sure. Can you paraglide? Yeah. Can you sing? Yeah, here's a tape. So that's kind of why I did it. But I know I was a pop fan, so that was like a pipe dream to me.
Do you see yourself as a singer or an actress? What do you want to be?
Both.
But eventually you're going to have to come down and decide to be one thing or the other. You see, pop singing and being a hit maker, that can't last as long as being an actress.
No, true. I guess with acting, you can only keep on learning and developing new skills. So, I really don't know. I can only sort of think a week ahead.
Because I know you and your brother and sister used to perform Grease Lightning in the front room.
We would do that. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning. The same front room where the record player was, so we could do that along to the vinyl. I played whatever it was. That was like the back of the house, and that's where I started to learn piano.
Because you knew piano and you played flute as well.
I did a year of flute at school.
Could you still play it now?
I reckon, I can make the sound. I'd still have to. I do know this much: when people go, "Are you playing the flute?" I'm like, it's this way. And a keyboard. This is, you know, these were
journalists with bylines.
These were grown adults who kind of should have known better. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that was then, and here we are now. One of the blessings is that I had a job and I had responsibilities and I had to show up to work. There were definitely times where I would have liked to just hide. But it's quite good if you have that responsibility and you have to show up, and then you're distracted. I am really proud of the experience that I have now, like the toolbox I have. And you know, sometimes against the current that felt like it was going against you. I've said against twice, but you know, trying to get upstream when it's...
Yeah, to go back to that surfing metaphor, to get back on the board after you've wiped out.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever wiped out.
Not wiped out, no, but just, you know, had to kind of shake yourself off and go.
Form of music. And it takes people like you and Madonna to change the narrative of that. You're part of that shift to pop being taken seriously.
Yeah.
Were you aware of that?
Maybe not at the time that I was part of that, but I was just, you know, it's like going from the days of Neighbours. Here's your script, here's what you do. There's no time, like, red lights on, go, and think about the consequences later. And I'm still kind of programmed like that. But, you know, isn't it great that currently there's so many amazing pop acts?
Let me talk about the album. It's called Tension. I believe that your brother taught you a technique for relieving tension.
My brother?
Called the pft technique.
Oh, yeah, the fuffer valve.
Yeah.
That's it, I forgot about that.
I'm 2 seconds away, I'm right around the corner now.
I don't know, when it all kind of reaches ahead and it's just the emotion's got to come out, or you've got to have a big cry or a moan, or I don't know, just yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
like on a kettle or something. That's the fuffer valve.
Yeah. You just let it all out. Yeah. Your shoulders drop.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Reasons I would kind of, I mean, it's a long way.
Melbourne, when I turn around, I'd like to see some hands up.
It's a schlep to get there. And when COVID hit, I remember just hearing no planes and thinking, what if I never get back? What if I never get back there? Like extreme thoughts. So yeah, that's COVID was a kind of a motivator for that. Self-recording has changed everything for me.
And that's something you started on the disco album.
Yeah.
During lockdown.
At my kitchen bench going, come on, like, there's 8-year-olds doing this in their bedroom. You got to be able to do it. But it's interesting how much it's changed for me.
When you record vocals by yourself in your house, does that free you up? Are you able to perform in a different way than you would in a studio full of engineers and producers?
Yeah, and it's not a regret, but I would have loved it if someone had suggested that to me a long time ago. I used to just be, like, only really have a microphone in the studio or at a sound check or doing a show, and it was kind of like this, I mean, I love it. It's like, it's almost like your power as well. But to spend so much time with my microphone and my voice and what happens with the microphone, it's honestly, it's like opened this portal of understanding and ownership of it and being less afraid. And so when I'm recording myself, I can annoy myself because I just do so many I go on and on and on. I mean, I've recorded in really weird places, so many kind of side tables of hotel rooms, and
it's quite
I can
freeing,
record at
isn't
3
it?
in the morning, 8 in the morning. You need that? Sure, I'll send it to you. So it's just been brilliant. The sound of the demo, so I try to mimic that, but they're trying to mimic me, so it's them being me, being them, but I'll
Single lights, camera, action, because that's kind of
outfit or it works. There is that moment of like, okay, good. And sheer relief that it's done. Yeah, there's like a high of being ready and going, and then I think the next high is getting it all off.
right.
Or like all of it. Face, hair, outfit, shoes, all of it. And getting comfy again.
Are you pretty practiced now at de-glamming?
Well, I call it debunk. And sometimes I have to remind people that you need to factor that in for scheduling. It can take a second. I mean, it's not troweled on, but it does take a second.
What's your comfort clothes then when all of the stage costumes come off? Trackies,
Then,
slippers.
Yeah. 50 Shades of comfortable. That's my buzz. Yeah.
I always have this vision that you go home after a gig and you pour yourself a glass of Kylie rosé, spritz the room with some Kylie perfume, and go to bed underneath your Kylie duvet.
I just brand right before sleep. No, it's probably a really very worn pair of track pants and, you know, that one T-shirt. T-shirts kind of have, there's one that just, I don't know, it's in favour.
Your
and
go-to.
that's the T-shirt for those 6 months, and then something happens and it's the next one, and that's the T-shirt for 6 months.
Okay, now I've got butterflies.
Makes me wonder about the fast changes that you do on stage, because you have 7 or 8 outfits per show, and
That's
sometimes
stressful.
you're in and out of them in under a minute. How does that happen practically?
I'm going to confess, a lot goes on in the quick change. I might swear a lot. I apologised not that long ago. Like, it's frantic. It's really stressful, and it just takes one thing to go wrong and you're all freaking in the quick change. You know, passed by a wardrobe on a gig I did recently, and I just said, I'm a despicable human being, I'm so sorry. And they're like, what happens in quick change stays in quick change.
But to apologise in the moment, that says something about who you are.
No, I apologised afterwards.
Right.
There was no time in the moment. I back out.
Yeah. And I heard a rumour that sometimes in the quick change you down a couple of oysters.
I've tried all sorts of different things, a bit of banana, some little, it's like I need some, a banana's good. And
Potassium
fast.
gives you energy.
Yeah.
To not gum up the mouth though a little bit when you're
There's
singing.
nothing there's nothing gets stuck, that's good. I don't know, someone mentioned an oyster one time, so yeah, I have downed
Chucked
some
an oyster.
oysters. It's just for time and ease.
You got to hope you don't get a bad one though. That would be a disaster.
I have kind of got close to one, or maybe I even started to eat it and just went, And this is the kind of love that you need in the quick change. I think someone just held her, but and she's off again.
And for this tour coming up,
What will it be?
Well,
I'll get back to you. What's going to be the something in the quick change?
not jelly. But you need something with lots of energy. It's like a runner on a marathon, right?
It's got to be fun. Maybe I should get those packs.
Yeah. Or the
That's a
things that
great idea.
astronauts have.
Mental note, yes.
Yeah.
I want astronaut food.
And I mean, not that I want a percentage or anything, but I think that could be branded afterwards.
Oh, we're TMing all
Yeah.
over.
Big
Yeah.
arena tour you did.
Yeah.
And I know you've done Vegas and you've done Hyde Park. Lots of stuff in between. But to go out to all the different countries and see fans who couldn't come to those shows must be very exciting.
I'm so excited to reach all of those people, and to live shows are just the coolest. They really are. And I've just had so much music since then, and music that I think is going to just translate so well into live performance and building the show. I mean, possibly one of the hardest things is the set list.
I mean, Taylor Swift did an Eras tour with 10 albums.
I was about to say,
You've had
she figured
17.
it out. I do? Oh my gosh, you're right, I do.
Could you do 3.5 hours?
I probably could. I don't think I'm going to. I mean, I'd need more than a couple of oysters to get me through.
The bar keeps being raised. Like I remember when you did the Aphrodite tour.
Well,
with
that was
the
off the
water
charts.
on stage.
That was
yeah.
kind of insanity. Like we knew it at the time and we did it anyway, but looking back, why would you travel like precision fountains? Why would you do that? And then, I mean, I'm about to contradict myself, which is classic. I do like to have a lot of freedom in the show as well, where I can just interact and do and be with the audience and not have to be stuck up on something.
Wow! Well, you might have sounded like angels, but here's the thing. I'm not fooled for a moment.
And you know, stuff you're like, where does this song? I don't know where it came from. Sometimes it feels like just has come through you. But yeah, the magic of connection with people. Yeah. That we all do different things, we live different lives, but we have stuff that connects us, and through music it's so powerful.
Women who went for screenings shot up, and that's a real difference that you've made to people's lives just by talking about it.
The Kylie effect that they called it at the time was yeah, really moving. Yeah. And then I got letters and letters and letters and drawings and messages, and I kept them all, and they really, really made such a difference to me. Envelopes just said Kylie Minogue, pop star, or Kylie Minogue, and they got to you. And I would think they did this, or their parents helped them, they put a stamp on it. The post department have bothered to, I just felt like there was just a trail of love and support, and it was just beautiful. When I was researching this interview, I didn't realise that initially you were misdiagnosed. Misdiagnosed is possibly too strong a terminology, although I did say that, but yeah, I mean, I would go back and think, if we could, and I was about to go on tour, that I was in the UK, and you know, part of that's my fault. There's different steps of checking, and I didn't have all the checks, but certainly one of them said, well, you don't need to worry about that. And I kind of wish they'd said, you might want to do this other test and this other test. But it is what it is, and I obviously so grateful that when things progressed that I knew about it and I was able to action everything. And it's 20 years ago now, presumably. Next year, all clear. Yeah. Next year, whoever's going through that right now, I just send, you know, all the love possible and best wishes, yeah.
Ooh, baby, hit that note. Oh, no, I will survive. Come on, let's sing it with us. Just as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive.
In March, you were in America and you went on stage with Madonna.
When I spoke with her manager, who I've known for a long time, and he said, oh, you know, Em would like you to join her on stage. She'd really like to sing I Will Survive with you. And the reasoning for that is she lost her mother to breast cancer. She knows of some of my story. And we're women who have survived the industry. And so it was this kind of acknowledgement and celebration of that. And there I was on stage with Madonna, so it's kind of mind-blowing. Yeah. If you told the 16-year-old you who made that demo tape... forget about it. There's so much that's happened in my life that 8-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old me would have not been able to even compute. You're going to meet Prince one day. You're going to go to Paisley Park. He's going to write a song for you. You're going to sing on stage with Madonna. I mean... I'm jealous. I'm amazed. Yeah. I'm like, is this even my life? Really random but fast question. Kathy Lett, who's a good friend of yours, says that you're a champion Scrabble player. What's the best word you put down? She's giving me two, I don't know, some sneaky little, you know, 3 words out of a word. I love puzzles. I love spelling bees. I love Wordle. I love crosswords. I love, I never know how to say it, Sudoku. Yeah. I love a puzzle. What did you get Wordle in today? I haven't done it today, but I will. It's kind of annoying if you get it in 2 lines. Oh, really? That's the goal, surely. No, I want more of the, I want it to be more of the challenge. Like, get to the point here and get done. Well, like, everything's at stake. You want it to be risky. Yeah, I'm living on the edge, people.
Lights, camera, action.
We've always got to have a challenge, right?
There's always one right around the corner. I know your challenge right now is because they're going like, you're
Winding me
going to
up.
wind it up.
Yep,
I can
right.
sense it.
Kylie, I know you got to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was a really enjoyable chat.
We covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action, that's it.